Hello and welcome to this month's edition of Chamber Chat TV. I'm Danielle McFadden, President of the Chamber, joined by
Emma Brooks. I'm the Event and Communication Coordinator.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So as it's before Christmas as we're filming, but it will be the new year when it airs. So Happy New Year to everybody. Hard to believe, 2017. We're so excited to be joined by the wonderful ladies of Community Teamwork. We have Connie Martin and Chris Santos Gordon. How are you both doing?
Very well. Thank you for the invite. We appreciate it.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
So you have something that you're going to be launching, a new initiative for the new year, and you wanted to tell folks about it. And I don't know what you're going to say, so I'm excited.
Oh, see, there you go. Now the suspense is really building. We really are excited, and the timing couldn't be more perfect where this is going to be showing in January. But a lot of the efforts, for everyone who's familiar with Community Teamwork, we're an anti-poverty agency. All the work we do is really focused on helping individuals and families make smart financial decisions and offer them the supports and programming that they need to become stable and self-sufficient. So we have a whole myriad of programs that are really all focused on that. In the last 5 years, we've really been working more and more on the financial education, financial literacy programming that we have as part of our offerings. And in January 2017, we're going to be officially launching our Center for Financial Self-Sufficiency, which is a new endeavor. It brings together some existing programming, but we really are excited that it's doing it in a new way that will allow us to kind of package together our offerings in an integrated way that will help people really make significant steps forward. The director of this program, as some of you may have guessed, is Chris Santos Gordon, who's joining us here today. And maybe you could talk about the 3 different areas that we're really bringing together as part of this effort.
Sure. So we are bringing together all of our financial education and asset development programs that include our Financial Literacy Academy, our financial coaching program. We also have an asset development program called an Individual Development Account where folks save money to help with down payment assistance on a home. They can use the money for college costs or to start a small business. We also have an Earned Income Tax Credit program. It's called our VITA program, which is a volunteer income tax assistance program. And we're pairing those and bringing those together with our Secure Jobs Initiative, which is to help folks with employment search, employment readiness, and training, jobs training. So we're bringing those together along with benefit enrollment, which includes a little bit of help with enrolling in Mass Health, as well as in SNAP benefit, which is food stamps. So all of those are coming together under one umbrella, and it is the Center for Financial Self-Sufficiency.
So exciting. I don't think people realize what a huge organization CFI is. The second largest in the state?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, every year, we focus, we have a number of different programs. Our community action footprint really is this greater Lowell area. And every year we have right now we're at about $82 million in terms of program dollars that come through our agency into our local economy. So we're a big contributor in terms of kind of the cash that comes through that goes, to help clients, and then also in terms of as an employer, we employ upwards of 450 individuals throughout the greater Lowell area.
And these are people that are shopping local, eating at the restaurants.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Now, can you tell us, for families, what are some of the most important challenges that they face when it comes to making smart financial decisions for the future?
So I think something we talk about all of the time with anybody that comes through the door is that we always have an understanding that people's decisions about money come from an emotional place, and therefore it makes them habitual. So I think it's a really big challenge to sort of get at the meat of what's causing those bad spending habits, and then have to change those habits and to make smart financial decisions. So that's a really big challenge. And most recently, sort of coupled with that, we have, there are so many people coming to us with credit issues. So that's a challenge on top of having bad spending habits, to try to change the spending habits and then to get to the bottom of what we can do to help people repair their credit. So we actually have a staff person who's becoming a certified credit counselor. She'll have that credential sometime in 2017, which will be super helpful to people, because that really is a barrier to employment, to home ownership, to renting an apartment, to so many different things. So we want to be able to help people with that.
The education piece is so important, and it's
Absolutely.
not something that you're necessarily taught in schools. you're taught it
Absolutely.
the way that you're brought up,
Right.
and if you don't have that foundation,
And in a lot of cases, it's that one topic that people don't talk about.
Right.
Right.
You know, and I know as Chris mentions, you know, those decisions they're very emotional. And we really recognized, I think, very early on when we started this financial literacy effort, we took all of our staff, including Chris, through the financial social work credential so that it's recognizing kind of the behaviors behind spending, which really allows us to talk with people about these decisions in a very personal way and be able to help them make those choices. I mean, again, you know, we all have our failings. I mean, these are the kind of, you know, the financial decisions we all make. There's a reason behind them. And I think it's one of the real strengths of our program is that all of our staff are very well versed in being able to not only give the good advice that you know we all can hear and sometimes not necessarily take in, as my shoe collection is a testament to, but it really does help you understand what's going on behind those decisions. And that's where real change can happen. And I think that's the key thing for us as we're kind of launching this center, is that there's that comprehensive nature of it, which is really can have a profound impact for families.
whenever I hear stories about people who dig themselves out of, you know, extreme amount of debt, or if you save a little bit here, how it all adds up. I mean, you can truly, you're going to change lives by educating them.
Absolutely.
Yep, and it's little things. It's having people recognize the difference between whether they need something or they want something. And if, you know, we talk with people about that becoming a really healthy habit for them, but not just them, but for their children. So if they're constantly saying to themselves, do I need this or do I want this, then that helps them say that to their child. Do you need that or you want that? There's the difference to spending something that, you know, you wouldn't necessarily, you know, need to have. So.
My daughter's 3, and I already do that. She'll say, I need this, and I'll say, do you need it or you want it? So I want it.
Right.
Which I should practice what I preach for sure, but it's so funny when she says, I need this. I'm like, do you need it or do you want it, Zoe?
Right. Right.
No, and those are great lessons. They start early on.
They sure do. Do you have any sense of how big an economic impact the Earned Income Tax Credit and volunteer income tax assistant programs have in our community?
Yes, so Community Teamwork has been involved in a VITA program. It's a volunteer income tax assistance program, and the goal is to help folks get back as many credits as they qualify for, but mostly the earned income tax credit. And it is the one single program that helps lift folks out of poverty. Last year, we did almost 600 tax returns for families, and we returned to them $975,000. Of the $975,000, $500,000 of that was through the earned income tax credit. And in our program, what we try to do with people is just not bring them in and do their taxes. We have them come in, they do their taxes. We have volunteers who become trained to do the taxes, but we also work with them to talk a little bit about what will you do with your return, to sort of use those teachable moments to try to get them to maybe put some in their savings account, or maybe somebody has a really big credit card bill and they want to pay some of that debt down. We invite people to come for one-on-one financial coaching. So if somebody's not sure what they want to do, we bring them back in so they can sit down with one of the financial education educators and create a plan for the best thing to do with your tax return. So it really is an important program, and we can't get the word out enough. I know that we could be doing more than 600 tax returns.
Absolutely, yes.
And it's so critical too, because especially, I mean, here's the earned income tax credit is specifically aimed at families, at working families. I mean, because obviously you're not getting a tax return if you're not working. And for those families who are, you know, doing everything right and yet still falling below the poverty line, as Chris says, this is what can get them up above that in one, you know, kind of fell swoop. And one of the things we saw, you know, again, this program's been in place for a while, and I found it even more as we've, you know, in recent times, is that the kind of predatory practices that are out there with getting a tax refund loan, going to one of the services where you're paying for these services. They really are set up so that these families who want to get this money need to get it quickly. We recognize that. Can really be put at a real disadvantage in terms of, you know, they're borrowing against it so that they're paying money to get it, even having it prepared, you know, by a preparer in the area will cost money. having this volunteer income tax preparation gives them an opportunity to have it done free of charge. We submit just like everybody else, so that it's an electronic submission. Comes back very quickly.
Very quickly. when you do it that
And I
way.
mean, in terms of local, the local aspect of it, really all those dollars are getting poured right back into our local economy. So it serves a huge purpose for the individual families and also for our economy in general.
How do folks take advantage of that? Just show up during the hours that.
So we, it is by appointment because we've learned through when it used to be drop-in, it's challenging, and sometimes people are sitting for hours to wait for their name to be called. So we do it by appointment only. We have staff that are available during the day, during their work day, that will prepare taxes. We do it 1 or 2 evenings a week, and then on Saturdays as well. So we are available. We partner with Mills 42 Credit Union, and Mills 42 Credit Union also has office hours as well. So we'll be getting the word out about those exact days and times within the next couple of weeks, actually.
I used to work there, so I remember volunteering.
Okay,
yes,
so
yes.
Thank you very much.
So that's a great partnership.
So we only
and
have a quick couple of minutes
Okay,
left.
okay.
So what else do you want to touch upon?
what
I
else?
think
should
it'd be
we
great
talk
to kind of, especially that secure jobs aspect of it. Our
Okay.
secure jobs program, which is a workforce development initiative that's been part of Community Teamwork. Now we're in our 4th year. It does represent a very strong partnership between ourselves, working very closely with the Career Center of Lowell and our local regional vocational high schools. We utilize them for the adult training. But that's really one key part that's now come under this umbrella
Yep.
for the Financial Self-Sufficiency Center, which I think you can, that I'd love to have an opportunity for Chris to kind of share the highlights.
So yes, since July of this year, we've helped almost 30 people find full-time employment with a career ladder. So I think that's kind of what we're looking at for that program, is that you may start out as an entry-level person, but we want to be able to place you in a position that there's a true career ladder, so that you work your way up and increase your income as you're there. So we recently just graduated 8 people from CVS pharmacy technician training, and they're actually meeting right now as we speak to do a wrap-up session. It was a 6-week-long program that included an internship, and they were hired in local CVS's in the area. So we do, things like that,
Great.
and that's what we know, that there's a true career path for them once they get into CVS as a pharmacy technician. So
If folks want to find out more about CTI, how would they do so?
they can go to our website, www.comteam.org, or they can call our main office at 978-459-0551, or they can walk into our resource center, which is at 17 Kirk Street in Lowell.
We refer people there all the time.
We
Okay.
appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you both for joining
Thank
us.
you for
That's really
having us.
exciting
Yes,
news,
it is
and
very
we'll
exciting.
definitely spread the word as many ways as we can.
Thank you
appreciate
so
it.
much.
Thank you.
We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back.
Hey, look at mommy.
Maybe the light hurts his eyes.
Maybe she's just not hungry. Maybe it's a phase.
Avoiding eye contact is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today.
Hello and welcome back to Chamber Chat TV. I'm Danielle McFadden, president of the Chamber. I usually sound a little bit better than this, maybe not much, but a little bit better. Joined by,
I'm Emma Brooks. I'm the event and communication coordinator.
you sound better usually too. No, I'm kidding.
Thanks. You told me my voice sounds like nails on a chalkboard earlier, so
No, you were connected to the speaker earlier, so
I know. I'm just
it
giving you a
wasn't
hard
you.
time.
That sounded like that. We're so excited to have Alicia Paputi here from the 110 Grill,
Yeah, happy to be here.
the growing
Definitely-
110 Grill.
I know. It's definitely growing a lot. It's been an exciting year for sure. Yeah, we opened 4 restaurants this year. We just opened our 4th run this year, and we're at 6 now, so lots going on.
Amazing. Every time we turn around, there's a new restaurant opening.
That's how I feel too, definitely.
You probably feel it even more than I do.
So can you tell us about the 110 Grill's menu and what are some of your most popular dishes?
Yeah, definitely. So we have a seasonal menu. We change it with the seasons. Right now we have a fall-winter menu. It has some heartier options for the season, like a meatloaf burger and things like that. And then summer we go a little bit on the lighter side with more kind of seafood, salads, things like that. But we have some core staples that are always there. We have a chicken caprese parm, which is really good. It's our version, kind of our take on a chicken parm. It has a pesto drizzle on it. It has a mozzarella and Reggiano cheese, and it's served with a side seasonal salad rather than a typical chicken parm with pasta. We also have our steak tips that are really popular. We have a cucumber and avocado tuna dish that's very popular. And we also have a lot of different gluten-free items as well, and we have a strong allergy commitment, lots of vegetarian options. So definitely a great menu.
The menu is really good there.
Yeah, I was just there, and the vegetarian options, there are a ton of them, so I was really excited to see that.
Yeah, I was thinking of you when I said vegetarian, definitely. But yeah, it's a great menu. We do monthly specials as well. So for December, we had some great ones, and we have some more coming up in January too.
Excellent. It's always good going there. I always hear about people going to the 110 Grill too. It's like just a restaurant that you always hear about people stopping in.
That's great.
And probably one of the reasons is live music.
Yeah, in Chelmsford we do live music every Thursday night, and then we also do it one Friday a month on the third Friday of the month. So it's kind of a rotating list. You can check out our website. We list them on there. So great place to go, hang out, listen to music, and have some great food and drinks too.
I feel like that really adds to the atmosphere too, if you're out with friends especially, and it's not like, it's a more relaxed setting, and then that just adds to it, makes it so much even more relaxed.
Yeah, definitely. Typically it's more of like an acoustic thing, but every so often we'll do like a bigger, larger band, so it's a lot of fun.
And you have outdoor seating too.
We do,
Not
yeah.
obviously.
It's a little cold for that right now, but yeah, all of our locations have outdoor seating. So
Oh, every location.
yeah,
I didn't realize that.
yeah. And Chelmsford unfortunately doesn't have a fire pit because we're in a kind of small parking lot, but our Nashua, Berlin, Hopkinton, Wayland, all of those have fire pits as well. So
very cool.
nice place to sit out, even when it gets a little bit cooler. Not right now, but
Yeah.
spring and fall as well.
And you have a great bar.
Yeah, definitely. Good bar, good cocktails, good seasonal cocktails, lots of fresh ingredients, both for our drinks and for our food. So that's one of the things we pride ourselves on is fresh ingredients, scratch kitchen, and scratch cocktails.
I feel like every time I go there, there's always somebody that I know sitting at the bar. I feel like there must be people that just regularly go there.
Yeah,
once a week or-
definitely. Lots of regulars for sure.
I tried the pumpkin martini when I was there a few weeks ago, and I was like, oh my gosh, this might be the best thing I've ever tasted.
Ooh, I
was
love
good.
pumpkin.
It
Yeah,
was so
that was really
good.
good. Right now for December, we have like a taste of eggnog martini. So it's a great for people that like the eggnog, like holiday flavor.
So is it every month there's like a different
Yeah, so we
martini?
do featured drinks along with some featured food items every month.
Now, do you have a private dining room or a function room that people can have events in?
We do, yeah. It's one of our best parts of the restaurant. We have a private dining room. It could seat up to 50 people comfortably, maybe more if people are going to be standing around more for like a cocktail appetizer type of function. But we have a screen, a TV screen for presentations. So it's great for business meetings, but it's also great for any kind of personal function as well, birthday parties, anniversary parties, rehearsal dinners, baby showers, bridal showers. So we have a customizable menu. You can do either buffet or plated, and it kind of depends on whatever kind of function you'd like to host.
And I like it because it's really a blank slate. I've seen it set up so many different ways.
Yeah, definitely. We can put the tables in so many different configurations. People can bring in their own decorations and really kind of make it their own too. So, and we have a great function coordinator that works with the guests and just makes it a great experience.
And they have really cool doors that open
Yep.
and
So
close.
yeah, it closes off, kind of makes it your own private area.
It's perfect for chamber functions too.
Yes,
we've hosted
definitely.
many.
We've hosted quite a few there.
Yes, I
as
remember
well.
one time it being like a classroom setting, and this was, I think, when you first opened, and we packed them in there. I don't even know how many people were in there, but I didn't think the room could ever even fit that many people.
Now, what do you guys have planned for 2017?
Definitely lots planned for 2017, so we're growing really quickly. We're going to be opening a new location in Leominster, Mass. in February of 2017. And then in the spring, we're going to be opening in Haverhill, Mass. as well, and then probably a couple of other exciting opens after that. But yeah, lots going on, lots of events, lots of, we're going to be working on our menu, seasonal menu changes. So it's going to be a fun, exciting year.
So it's like every quarter you're opening up a restaurant.
It feels like it.
No,
I was going to say
is.
there was 4
Yeah.
this year, but I don't know. Maybe there'll be 4 next year. We'll
Oh my
see.
gosh. We think we have it like rough with events. You're opening
I know,
restaurants.
yeah, seriously.
Yeah, and the amount of events too that we grows every year. I mean, all the different taste of events. We do like the Taste of Chelmsford every year, Taste of Neshoba, all of that. But I mean, obviously they have those everywhere, so it's kind of.
And you did our expo too.
Yeah, the Chamber Expo, and we've done
Yeah.
other Chamber Expos. So it's like the number of events keeps multiplying and multiplying.
I know, you're everywhere. I love it. You have great social media. Like you can always see you on Instagram.
Yeah,
and Facebook.
thank you. Yeah, so we have an Instagram page, a Twitter, we have a Facebook page for every location. So definitely check it out. We post all of our promotions and specials and things like that on there.
So do you have anything special for your regulars? Don't you have like a program?
We do, yeah. We have a great loyalty program. So it's when guests come in, they get a card, and once they spend $110 on food and non-alcoholic beverages, they get 110 points, and that equals a $10 reward.
That's
so
really
yeah,
good.
yeah. You don't have to come in too many times to
Right.
to take advantage of that. So we also do different promotions around that too, depending on the time of year. We've done gift card promotions with our loyalty program. We've done promotions where if you register your card, you get a certain number of points, so it's a great way to kind of stay informed and also gain some rewards for being a great guest.
It's really not that hard to rack up those points.
No,
is it?
definitely
definitely
not.
not.
And you don't have to use the first $10 that you get right away. You can queue them and add them up. So we've had guests that have added up to 50, 60, $100 in rewards on their card and basically taken people out to dinner for free. So
That's really nice.
yeah, so it's a great thing to have.
And you mentioned allergies, so my daughter has an allergy, so I'm always interested in that. So
Yeah, we definitely have a great allergy commitment. Everyone in the restaurant is really trained on it, from front of the house staff to kitchen staff to managers. All the managers are allergen certified, and we have a great training program with that. All the allergy safe food is delivered by a manager to the table, so you can make sure that there's no cross contamination. And there's lots of great training classes too that every person receives.
right, it's a good peace of mind.
I know.
It's hard for us to pick a restaurant to go to, with that
Yeah,
daughter, so.
it can be definitely hard. So
So we have a few minutes left. So I want you to imagine that you are coming in as a customer. You don't work there. What would you order?
that's a hard one. I probably would go with the cucumber and avocado tuna that I mentioned earlier, just because it has a great presentation. It sounds so good. So it's a jasmine rice, and then on top of that, it's layered with a seared yellowfin tuna, sushi grade tuna, and it has a soy ginger dressing on it, and then there's thinly sliced avocado, and then there's a cucumber and honeydew melon on top. So it's kind of like stacked up. It's a really great presentation. It's a little bit on the lighter side, but still pretty filling also. So I would go with that. For dessert, we have a peanut butter cascade dessert that comes out in a martini glass, and it has a peanut butter fudge ice cream with fudge brownies and hot fudge. So I guess I'm thinking about ice cream even
Oh my
when
gosh.
it's 20 degrees outside.
That's all right. You had a light
Hey.
meal, so go
for the dessert
yeah,
afterwards.
Exactly. And what about a cocktail and an appetizer?
Cocktails. I would go with our 110 margarita. It's really good because it's all fresh squeezed juices. And there it's orange, lemon, and lime, and they fresh squeeze it. So I'd go with that for the cocktail. And for an appetizer, I would probably say our spinach dip bread bowl. So there's a spinach dip, but it's served in a bread bowl too. So when you're done with the spinach dip, you can kind of tear apart the bread pieces and eat that as well. So it's a great one for
up your
sharing.
alley.
I would love that.
That's one of the
a
appetizers
big one
where
too,
like, your
so-
server will come over. Can I take that away? No, we're just going to pick at that.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's a great one to share with a group of people as well. So
Awesome. And you guys do like tap takeovers too, right? Like
we
certain
do, yeah.
breweries.
Yeah, so we've done a lot in Chelmsford. We've done a Jack's Abbey tap takeover a couple of times before. We've done one with Berkshire Brewing Company. So a lot of different local craft brews will come in, and we'll do quite a few of our lines will be from that one brewery. We'll have usually live music, giveaways. Someone from the brewery will come and talk about the beer. So it's a fun way to kind of learn more about the beers that we serve, and also try some out for free and get some giveaways, and it's a fun night.
Is there anything else you want the viewers to know about the 110 Grill?
I would just say to check out our website, 110grill.com. All of our menus are always on there, along with our live music, specials, promotions. Also to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and come and visit us in any of our 6 locations.
Crazy.
Soon to be 10.
Soon to be 10. Yes.
We're adding a couple more.
Yeah, I can imagine there will be 10 at some point in the not so
That's
distant
amazing.
future.
You guys are doing such a great job. And
Yeah.
we love working with you.
Yeah, we love working with you guys too, definitely.
Anytime we are looking for a location or anything, the 110 Grill's always there.
Good.
So we
Great.
appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back. We're going to be talking more food.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Hello and welcome back to Chamber Chat TV. We're so excited to have Andy Jacobson here from Brewed Awakening, right here in downtown Lowell. Truly one of the destinations for downtown Lowell. You've been around for over 11 years.
Yeah, I know. And I only have little gray hair to show for
Yeah,
it.
I
So.
know. You look great. You look actually the same as 11 years ago when you opened.
It's got to be the youngness of my employees.
Oh my gosh. We were talking off air because my brothers both used to play there, and Emma went to school with my youngest brother, and she remembers him playing there.
It's been so long.
So how has your business evolved in 11 years?
Well, I mean, we obviously have some different offerings. You know, we've been able to improve the operations a lot more. And, you know, we've introduced cold brew coffee, and we're looking to introduce some single serve options, pour over options maybe next year.
Excellent.
So yeah, so you know, so we're looking at, you know, we look at different things that's been happening in the industry and try to see what makes sense for us and what can work operationally. So there's that. I mean, we've adjusted our music schedules from the beginning. You know, we used to do Friday and Saturday. Now we just do Saturday afternoons instead of the evenings. It also is a little bit better for the condo owners that live right behind and above me as well. So that's nice. But we still have the poetry from Free Verse. I mean, that's about 10 years now since when Destination Lowell from Cool started that. So yeah, so that's still going. Yeah, so a lot of stuff is still the same, but a lot of, you know, some things have definitely changed.
What made you choose Lowell to begin with?
Well, the three areas I think that I was looking at was Lowell, Lawrence, Methuen, and Haverhill. And Lawrence at the time, so this was back in 2005, wasn't really ready yet. Methuen just really didn't, unfortunately, have a downtown. That's where I was living at the time. Haverhill, I just wasn't really, I didn't really care for their downtown. Sorry, Haverhill people that are listening.
We don't cover Haverhill, so it's okay.
And then there was Lowell, and you know, with the renovation of the mills into condos, you know, that was really full steam ahead, and so the downtown was really starting to come alive. I think a year ago, that was when All of That and More, Life Alive, Mambo Grill, and what was it, Pizzi's Market. Unfortunately, some of those no longer exist.
I was going to say, you're probably one of the longest standing businesses in downtown Lowell at this point.
Within that time frame, I mean, I think Life Alive and me opened around the same time, within 1 year of each other. So, yeah, so Lowell was doing a lot more, and it was a lot more developed. So, you know, so Lowell became the place.
That's awesome. We're lucky for us.
Yeah, I'm happy with the choice.
Good.
Now, everybody raves about your coffee and your drinks. Can you tell us where your coffee's brewed?
So we've actually, one of the things that have changed over the years is we started roasting our own coffees, and if you're in the Lee Street area, every now and then you might get that smell of roasted coffee. So I do 4 of my own. One is a Nicaraguan. That's our lightest roast. I do a dark roast from Ethiopia. I have a full city roast sort of in between, which is Costa Rican, and that I use for my cold brew. And then the 4th one, which I actually import myself, is actually from Cambodia. Wow. So I started that last year, and so this coming February will be my 2nd delivery. So, and that's a full city roast as well. And what I did was I called it the Art of Coffee. I didn't want to call it something like Mill City, because I felt like there was a lot of those names. So I wanted to call something that definitely is strong in Lowell, and the arts is, you know, has definitely a huge force here. So I called it the Art of Coffee, and each one, like my Nicaraguan one, is the Poet. My dark one, the Ethiopian, is the painter. The dancer is Cambodian, and the photographer is the Costa Rican.
Love
And
that.
I hired a poet. I pay to write the poem, a photographer to give me a picture, the painter the same thing. And for the dancer, we have I gave a donation to Encore Dance Troupe to use one of their pictures to represent them. So, yeah, so that's been the big thing going that I've been working on, and I'd like to try to get it wholesale, some of it.
And that's a great example of your commitment to the community. You have local, books, and you're always doing business with other local artists.
I try, where I can, and
Yep.
where it makes sense.
Yep.
That was one of the reasons why I opened Brood, was because I wanted to be very community oriented.
And you've been the
So.
hot chocolate winner throughout the past year.
Yeah, we
I was
lost this
involved.
year, but hey, it happens every now and then. That's okay.
Didn't mean to.
Nope, that's okay. We did do a French toast. I thought, we had a
that
good,
sounds great.
we had got a lot of good compliments. I think we came up in the top, but yeah. So.
And you're involved in the cultural organization of Lowell. Cool. Very involved.
Yeah, board president right at the moment. So we're doing a lot with them and working on the arts festival. So.
Where do you find the time to do everything?
I don't know. I go to sleep early, and the nice thing is it gets me out to a lot of events.
Yes.
And which I would have done anyways. So, but now it sort of
You
combines
are-
the two.
right.
So I'm there. So yeah.
And you have commitment to artists within Brood Awakening too. You always have local art hung on the walls.
Yeah, we've got the artists that we do a rotation. We're moving to a sort of a month rotation starting in January. So we've been able to keep that going. We do the music on Saturdays in the afternoons, try to keep it as local as possible. And then the poetry on Tuesdays, which is local young
Very
artists.
fun.
Yeah.
And then you also do catering.
Yes.
In your spare
yes.
time.
That's so a lot of the catering right now we do is people ordering lunch platters, breakfast platters, dessert platters, boxes of coffee and stuff like that. So we do a lot of that. But one of the things that we've really been trying to break into is the idea of an espresso bar. We've done it at a couple of different places. We've done some bridal showers and some corporate holiday parties that obviously aren't at a bar, that might be at their location during the afternoon where they may not be able to drink yet. So give them something a little bit different.
Very different.
Yeah, so with the espresso bar, I have a portable espresso machine that we bring, and that, and then we can do coffee as well, regular brewed coffee. And for the bridal showers, we've also, because a lot of those are happening during the warmer months, we've also done a smoothie bar.
Ooh,
with that.
cool.
So yeah, so all three of those things are something
Wow.
that we
Very
can
cool.
that we can bring. Yeah.
And when you do catering, some people might notice that your sandwiches are made a little bit differently than most sandwiches. Can you tell us why you do that?
You mean like the ciabatta?
Yeah.
Well, just when you put it on the panini grill. So if you turn it upside down, you get the grilled marks, but you also get it to be flatter than sort of that oval look. So we've learned to, through my Cisco representative years ago when I was using Cisco. He was actually a local business owner in Lowell at first, and so he was like, told me, you should do it that way so that, you get the outside or the inside on the outside. So, yeah.
Very
Some
cool.
sandwiches that might not necessarily work for, but like
Yeah.
our wicked chicken, because that's just a messy sandwich. But with the chicken, we recommend that on the wrap for that reason. But
So don't order that if you're out on a date.
exactly, yes.
dated
Although, yeah.
I remember the first time I saw it, though, I was like, ooh, I've never seen a sandwich like this before.
yeah.
This looks so interesting.
It gets crunchier, I think. Also,
does,
it gets a little bit
yeah.
crispier. So.
Nothing at
Yeah.
Food Awakening is your typical food fare that you would get somewhere else.
We try. I mean, we do different sandwiches
Yeah,
than and that was
Not
one
like
of the
you're
things.
not like it's off the wall. You're not going to want any of it.
Yeah.
You just,
no, exactly.
You, have a
we
nice
tried
fun
a
twist on
different,
things.
a little, some different sandwiches than a lot of the places. So that's why everybody's a little bit different. Try to keep everybody a little different.
Everybody loves your cookies.
Yeah, those are good. The oatmeal chocolate chips are my favorite. I don't do raisins because I don't like raisins unless they're covered in chocolate. So
There we go, then
that's
just
why I do
add
oatmeal
those in.
chocolate chip. Yeah.
Is there anything else you want the viewers to know about Brood Awakening? We have a couple of minutes left.
I mean, we're open 7 days a week. We hardly close.
I was just gonna say that.
You know,
James Ostis with his.
Yeah, he was there every day.
365 days.
You know, I'm open on Christmas at least for 2 hours, from 7 to 9, because I go to the movies at 9:30, being Jewish. So it's been my tradition for at least 25 years now. So I go to the first showing of every movie, so I have to close.
Really?
I close a half an hour before I have to be there. But we're open on Christmas and Thanksgiving for a couple of hours. But I think the state of emergency that we had last year, or 2 years, winters ago,
2 years ago.
was the first day that I ended up closing in like 3.5 years.
Gosh.
I was always open for at least some hours. So yeah, so we're open 7 days a week till 9 p.m. every night. So yeah, bring your date, bring your schoolwork. You know, just come down, chat, read a book.
It's a great place for meetings too.
Yeah, exactly. So, and, you know, we differentiate on the music and all that stuff. So each of my employees has their own little type and style. So
And you're very welcoming to pets.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. So, you know, we love them all. We sell we make our own dog
Yes.
treats as well. So, you know, with gluten-free, I guess they would be, because it's with brown rice flour and camut flour. So
There we go.
and peanut butter,
Have to
and
bring
you know,
Captain sometime.
exactly. We get a lot of dogs that, as they're walking, they know where they're going and they pull their owners. So
great.
yeah. So
And where are you located, and how can folks find out more about you if they're checking you out?
yeah, we're at 61 Market Street. We've got bright yellow and white awnings, so it's hard not to see us. And we have a website, www.broodawakening.com. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as well. So
You have an awesome outdoor area. When
yes,
it's
during the summer,
yeah.
yes. You know, definitely grateful for the city when they put in the new the crosswalk with the notion of how they do crosswalks and do the bump outs. It helped us because we now
it's
have
great.
extra seating space. Yeah.
I know our volunteer Nancy is there almost every day in the summer.
Yes, Nancy, she is great. A lot of the Father John folks come over, so they are great people.
They are so much fun.
It's like a family.
Yeah, you build a huge following in Lowell.
Yeah,
It's great.
yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome. Well, thanks for having me,
Yes,
and have a good holiday.
Thank you.
You
You
as
as
well.
well.
Thanks.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with our final guest.
Got a quarter?
Hi, and welcome back to the final segment of Chamber Chat TV today. I'm Danielle McFadden, President of the Chamber, joined by
Emma Brooks, I'm the Event and Communication Coordinator.
And I'm going to let you introduce our next guest because you're actually on the board.
Yes. So our final guest is Shamai Rivera, and she's with the AMSI Foundation.
Yes, thank you. Very glad to be here.
We're excited to have you.
Thank you.
For those that are watching that don't know, what is the AMSI Foundation?
So we are a 501c3 nonprofit in Lowell, and we are an organization that was established in 2008 in order to raise funds to award scholarships to high school students in the Merrimack Valley. And we also provide and we support programs for those seeking higher education. So the Merrimack Valley includes 24 towns, and all those towns are listed on our website. People often call us to figure out, oh, can my kid qualify for your scholarship? Probably, if you live or go to school in one of the towns, and they are listed on our website.
For people that don't know, can you tell us what AMSI stands for?
Oh yes, absolutely. Good question. We get asked that a lot, actually. It stands for Achieving Monumental Strides Independently. It was when we were established in 2008, we were trying to creatively think of a way to acronym AMSI. As you know, my older sister and also the former board president. So she was the founder of the organization and the former board president.
Now, what's your favorite part about being a board member?
Yeah, I love it. So I've been on the board for a couple of years now, but I've actually been a part of the organization since its inception. Couldn't help myself, had to volunteer because it was my older sister who started the organization. But the coolest part of being a part of the organization is actually meeting the students. And so we read these scholarships every year, and we hear these amazing stories of all of the things that they do. Some of them are actually kind of heartbreaking. You know, you hear about their lives, and then we have to pick one, obviously, per scholarship. But then we, most of the board, if you're available at the time, you get to actually meet these students and see them in person, and they're so thankful, and their parents tend to come, or grandparents even. We've had a lot of extra family come to see their students be awarded our scholarships, and it really just brings you back to why we're here, why we volunteer all of our supposed free time to doing, what's free time, to organizing our events and providing these programs. It's really about the students. It's not about the biggest, having the biggest events, although that's good too, because that's how we get the money for the scholarships, but it's really about those students that we're able to positively impact.
That'll be exciting for you to be able to read the applications.
Yeah, so we do that in the spring. We'll be reading applications, and we'll have you.
And we do so many fun events now that I'm on the board. I'm so excited to be part of it. But can you tell the viewers what some of the events are, because there are so many fun ones?
Yeah, so we host, we do a couple of things throughout the year, but we have 2 annual events that we do every year to raise money. The next one coming up is our Greens for Grads golf tournament. So if there are any golfers out there, or amateur golfers or beginner golfers, I'm sorry, you can join us. I'm not a golfer, so you can tell by whenever we're at the golf course, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. They let me ride a golf cart sometimes or drive one. I'm like, what are you thinking? But that's happening on Friday, May 19th. It's at the Merrimack Valley Golf Club. It's a really pretty course according to all the people that golf on it. And then after the event, we host a banquet lunch and, awards, prizes, raffle items, silent auction, that kind of stuff. It's a lot of fun. And then our other event, we consider this our signature events, our annual Hallows Eve 5K, Fun Run and Walk, and this one is huge. Lots of people from the community and the surrounding communities actually come out for that. Super family friendly. Everybody's dressed up in costumes. You can tell that that's my favorite event. I'm a runner. So.
What did you dress up as last year?
So it's hard for me to dress up because we're literally running around. So no, runners dress up. Runners dress up. We have a costume contest. They dress up. It's hard for me because I get up at the crack of dawn, literally before the sun.
Just wear your pajamas.
So I tend to wear
a tired person.
No, that's okay. I tend to wear a black tutu every year with one of the 5K shirts.
Perfect. That's fun. And you have to wear a tutu.
Exactly. I do a tutu, so that's my costume every year. But we get families dressing up as things together and teams. So this past year was the first time that we allowed people to register for the 5K in teams. You could create a little team name, and a lot of the teams actually made team costumes as well, which was so cool.
How fun is that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you guys do a lot of educational and informative events throughout the year too, and one of my favorite ones was the self-defense class.
Yes, we did that last year.
I think I need a refresher. I don't remember my moves.
I saw someone at a chamber event recently, and she mentioned that class, and she was like, we had such a great time, you need to do that again.
Yeah.
That was the other half of the class. You remember there was like a whole group of them? And so she's really excited. She wants us to do that again, so we'll have to reach out to the guy that ran that for us and see if we can host another one. Yeah, so that raised a little bit of money, and he did that for us free of charge too.
And you have events for parents as well.
Yes, so we are in the midst, we've hosted 2 out of 3 financial aid classes, actually with Jack Wang, who's a local financial planner. Yeah, so a lot of people know Jack, and he's been doing those free of charge. We are so appreciative of the people that can do that for us. So we did a 101 class, kind of a high-level introduction to the FAFSA, and then a filling out the FAFSA class. That one was, we had parents bringing their students with them to help, to understand. It's a really complicated process depending on your situation. And then in February, Jack's going to hold a 3rd class where he will actually help parents read their financial aid award letters, and then potentially show them ways that they might be able to get more financial aid, which most people don't realize. They think once you get the letter, you're done. That's not always necessarily the case. So we're really lucky to have Jack doing this for our parents free of charge.
I can't imagine like going through the whole process. I mean, eventually
you're
I
going
will,
to
but
have
it's going to be daunting.
Yeah, Amsi has that 1-year-old, and she was at the back of the class taking notes. She was like, I was like, 17 years before you have to worry about it, but it's a lot.
We hosted something through the chamber probably a year ago when I went, and I was similarly like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, well, the more you know, it doesn't hurt. And Jack was also talking about, more than just the financial aid process. Parents started asking questions about savings and whatever, so it's good information.
For sure.
Yeah.
So what are some of the scholarships that your organization gives out, and how can people find the information?
Yeah,
or apply?
Absolutely. So you'll be able to find our scholarships on our website. Is it okay to say the website?
Oh,
It's www.amsifoundation.org. If you Google AMSI Foundation or AMSI Foundation, as a lot of people sometimes refer to it as, you will find it. And our scholarships are not up quite yet. We were trying to get them up for the beginning of December, but we'll get them up there very soon. And we also email them out to all the guidance counselors of all the schools. And some of the schools request us to mail them. We'll do whatever it takes to get applications in students' hands, honestly. So if you, for whatever reason, didn't see it, reach out to us. We'll send them to you. But they're downloadable PDFs. You print them, fill them out, mail them back to us by March 15th. March 1st this year, I'm sorry, March 1st. We had so many applications, we doubled the number of applications this past year.
That's awesome.
From the year before, literally doubled. We had 150 applications this past year. So we're making the deadline a little sooner so that we have time to compile everything and read them. But we have 5 scholarships that we actually give out, which is really exciting. So our first scholarship is the AMSI Foundation Leadership Scholarship, and that was established when the organization started. And of course, leadership can actually mean a whole host of things: leadership in school, leadership in activities, clubs, sports, work, home. You know, we've read some incredible stories of students that are working, going to school, and they're helping out at home. So definitely check that one out. Don't miss that one. And then our second scholarship is our Community Service Scholarship. That's in memory of Juana Osorio. So that was actually a longtime volunteer of the organization and someone that did sadly pass. A couple of years ago, her family decided to establish a scholarship under our organization because she volunteered for us for so long.
How special is that?
Yeah, she was a pretty incredible woman, actually, and she had a long time volunteering with our church. And the very first fundraising event that we actually did, to let you know, this was back in when we were starting the organization back in 2006 or maybe 2007. Her church provided all the food. They cooked everything and they served it all because we were so new and we were tiny and we didn't know what we were doing. So this is the woman that her family established a scholarship in her memory. So community service, definitely super important for students. Our third scholarship is an educator scholarship, also in memory of someone, Ann Galimi. It's the mother of one of our board members, and she was a teacher in the school district, so she established a scholarship in her mom's memory a couple of years ago. And of course, that's going towards a student that's planning on going into education. And then our, what are we at, fourth scholarship is our JROTC scholarship. That one is specific to Lowell High School, so it does have to be a Lowell High School student that's going through the ROTC program. You don't have to be going into the military in order to take it, to get it, but it was established by a friend of the board, and he went through the ROTC program at Lowell High School and is actually a pilot in the Air Force. Cool. And so he decided to start this scholarship under our organization, which is incredible. And so that's going to an ROTC student for Lowell High School. And then our last scholarship is actually one of my favorites. It's called our Second Chance Scholarship. Fairly new, last couple of years, but that is, we award that to what we call a non-traditional student. It's someone that is looking to go to college, but maybe they weren't able to for whatever reason. Either they dropped out of high school, or they graduated, or maybe they got their GED, but they weren't able to go, right after high school like most students. There's not a lot of funding out there for someone like that wants to go back to school. And so it's the same amount of money as all the other scholarships. And you just have to prove that you are going to something, whether it's a 2 or 4 year institution. Cool. But so definitely take a look at that one. That one's a little bit harder to get applications for, actually, because it's easier for us to get the other 4 in front of students, guidance counselors and things like that. So we've been pretty creative over the last few years, but if you know anybody that would be interested in applying for that one, we're definitely looking to increase the application for that. And it's $500, just like all the other ones, so that can help pay for books or, towards a computer if you need one, things like that.
Is that somebody that is already going?
They don't have to already be going, so if they're looking to go, we just want to see that you're looking to go, some kind of proof.
That's great.
But that's all that it takes, really, and then fill out the application.
Now, if someone wants to get involved and help with the foundation, how can they do that?
Oh, we'd love it. We're a completely volunteer board, completely volunteer committee. So if you're interested in either volunteering at any of these events that you heard about, or even just learning more about the organization, maybe you might want to consider being a future board member or committee member. We could talk about all of those things. You just want to send us an email. I'll be the one responding to that email to info@ www.amsifoundation.org. Again, Google us if you're, or find us on Facebook if you can't figure it out. But we're pretty social, and we'd love to tell you about our organization and ways that you can help. We're always looking for more support.
And you're at our events very often as well.
I
All the time.
am always at the
I know, we
chamber
love
events
to
if I
see
can
you.
help it. Yeah, so if I can get there, you can see me at chamber events or other local events in Lowell. So
Thank you so much for joining us. I learned some stuff today. So
Good.
excited.
I'm
I
glad.
thought you were going to stop at 2 scholarships, and you kept on going.
no, we have
Yeah, that's
5.
amazing.
I should have said that at the beginning. We have 5 scholarships.
Yeah, we'll spread the word about those too.
Great, I
So
appreciate that.
I'm sure Emma will as
Yes,
well. Yeah.
yes.
Thank you all for tuning in to Chamber Chat TV today. We'll be back again next month. We want to wish you all a happy new year. And you gave the website, but why don't you give it one more time?
Absolutely, thank you. It's www.amsifoundation.org.
Thank you. Just wanted to get that in there one more time. So happy new year, and we'll see you again in February.